Hey, everybody, and welcome back to the Spring Loaded Football Podcast, where each and every week we cover all things Spring League football, the USFL, XFL, Fan Control Football, X League. Guys, we talk it all. Let's bring in the co host and let's talk a little USFL playoffs. What's going on, guys?
How's it going?
Hanging in there like a hair in a biscuit. So
A hair and a biscuit.
That goes well with our previous conversation before the show.
yeah, that's true. All right, guys, let's pull up the slide and we'll talk a little playoffs in the USFL. Some pretty good games.
That first one was a great game.
Yeah. Again, for some reason I didn't put the score on it, but you could tell Philadelphia with the upset beat New Jersey.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think any of us would have picked
19-14.
that.
I don't know. I think if that interception wasn't thrown, the Generals would have had it.
The
have.
coach is a little touchy on this game.
Yeah.
Yeah. For everybody that wasn't keeping score at home, Boss Hogg tied the coach, and now they're going to go into the championship game to decide who wins the first ever trophy for the Spring Loaded Football Podcast. So,
and I had the pleasure of watching the game with Coach, who said multiple four-letter words while watching this game with me.
Oh, I'm sure
That interception. If they would have never threw that interception, you can't tell me right now. If they never would have intercepted that ball, y'all don't think the Generals would have won that game? I mean, given consideration, it was a horrible pass. Where was he even throwing it?
Yeah.
But, they had to keep Perez in there because he was their best threat to go downfield because Johnson, talented quarterback, but he's more of a runner. And when you're down, you got to get down the field quicker.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So, they had to keep Perez in there.
For sure.
But he just made a bad pass, intercepted, boom, game.
Mm-hmm.
And Philly's a good team, So.
And, they didn't lose 3 times to a team. They got that win finally after 2 losses to the Generals.
That's true.
Yeah.
That is true. And they played each other last week in the regular season to finish up.
Yes.
And
what was the score on that one?
Oh, I can't remember. But remember, we talked about it being hard to beat the same team 2 weeks in a row, and it was.
And they're the next game jumping a little bit ahead, but there's one team that actually did win 3 in a row against the same team.
Yeah. Yeah, here we are. Birmingham Stallions going over New Orleans. They're going to be in the championship game to play Philly. And, awesome game for Birmingham, in my opinion.
And, when you look at Week 10, the Generals won 26-23. So the Stars were keeping it close that last week. So is it really an upset? Because, the Stars showed they had talent.
They're a good team. Offense is pretty powerful, I think,
Yeah.
But if you look at the red zone attempts, man, Philadelphia got down there more than what New Jersey did.
Right.
And total plays, Generals with that run game, they can hold on to a ball.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But what do y'all think about that hit on Victor?
It was something else.
Me and Jared was watching that, and we was like, "Oh, that's a bad hit right there." We thought they hit head on.
Yeah.
And whenever you go back to look, it was shoulder pad to head on both of them. But
and again,
man, that was a rough hit.
Is he going to be able to play after that, even though he did get up?
Yeah, because he was one of their top defensive players, wasn't he?
Mm-hmm.
For the Stars.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
And I don't know what the concussion protocol is for the USFL. Do y'all?
You would have to imagine it's probably close to what the other league is. You know, the NFLs and stuff. You know, they'll have to
About a
pass a
week
series of
out.
tests. Yeah, unless they can
And
pass all
that's
the tests.
and what's so bad is that's what's going to hurt Philadelphia is because their offense is pretty good,
Yeah,
but their defense, unless they're really clicking, they're not doing too hot.
no, especially compared to like Birmingham.
Mm-hmm. Well, Birmingham's kind of more defensive heavy, I guess you would say, talent,
Yeah.
Yeah,
but or maybe it's a better fit with each other. I guess is what you would say. Maybe not even talent wise, they just play great as a team on defense.
yeah, they gel together a little bit better.
Well, when
But
you got a
off,
spirit animal like a shark dog, you're going to
yeah,
play
Yeah,
right.
that's right.
but you look at Birmingham's offense. I mean, crap. You got Marable, you got James, you got Scarborough, you got Holly back here in the backfield, and then you got Magoo, you got Smith as a backup, Victor Bolden Jr., Mitchell over there receiver. Tight ends are pretty good. I mean, they didn't put up the best stats, but they've done pretty good all year.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah, they can definitely control the clock.
Mm-hmm. So we're ready to talk about the game that kept us tied with Coach and Boss Hogg here.
Yeah, yeah, we can talk about it.
That was such a good game, in my opinion. Maybe it's because I'm a little bit of a homer for the Stallions.
Yeah, I kind of figured it was going to happen as long as they showed up.
You know, they showed up at least.
But yeah.
You look at the total amount of plays; it was a pretty close game, even though New Orleans had way more yardage.
Yeah. Well, but you look, Birmingham yards per play, they was getting about a 5.2 to where New Orleans was getting a 6.4. You're getting better yardage, but you're just not, I guess, just not pulling it off.
You're not finishing the drive.
Uh-uh. Which I was getting more yards per play, but hey, Birmingham knew where to put it, knew how to get it in there,
Mm,
and less drives. That's another
yeah.
good thing.
Yeah, I mean it's a heck of a game if you're a Stallions fan.
Oh yeah, always. I wish it was
But
in Birmingham, but
yeah, that's what's awful about this is that we spent so much time watching it down here in Birmingham and went to a few games. When it comes time for the championship,
they move it.
they move it to Canton. And I get why. I mean, I really do. They had to for the World Games and all that, but I hope next year, no matter what, they bring the championship and the playoffs to Birmingham for
Oh
all the
yeah,
fans this year.
especially if Birmingham's in it. Yeah.
Well, I mean, just you think about how many of these kids didn't get a chance to go to a championship game because of them moving it.
Oh yeah.
Just bring the whole series down here next year and let everybody get to watch it, you know?
Yeah. Well, we'll
So,
have the World Games next year.
yeah, luckily for that, there won't be no World Games. But,
Extra zoom in there.
yeah, a little
Mr.
bit of
WrestleMania.
Hey, for the ultimate challenge for the Stallions this week, I thought I'd wear my ultimate challenge shirt.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it's going to be definitely an interesting game this week.
I got a feeling the Stars is going to show up, and I want to pick them, but Birmingham can do it. I have faith in them. I'm backing them, and I believe they can do it. They can go all the way. With only one.
Birmingham shows up. And I think they're pretty hyped to be in the championship game because of what they've done all year.
Yeah. Coming in with only one loss.
Yeah. Well, you look, they got paid $850 bonus, right?
Yep.
So they made, what was it? We said, was it 40,000, 45,000 for the season?
Something like that.
I think it was 45,000. They've almost got, what would have been almost, I don't know, my math's not that great. Let's see here.
Or is it per game or the season?
$850 a win.
A win.
Yeah, so times 9, that's $7,650 in bonuses that the Stallions have picked up this year. Minus the playoffs. That's just regular season.
Yeah.
So I think they're ready to play.
Yeah. Let's go big or go home.
They've got the taste of winning in their mouth, and they want that championship. Unlike Pittsburgh, who didn't have the taste of pizza.
But they did have chicken salad.
Oh, yeah. I mean, chicken salad's what builds champions.
At least not in their book.
It
helped them out for one game.
Did y'all see where the Michigan Panthers got the first overall pick for beating the Maulers?
Yeah, and the first pick in every round.
Yes.
That's pretty amazing.
I don't get that. I mean, I get it. It's to keep teams from tanking. But still, Pittsburgh needs all the help they can get.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that is true.
I mean, it's kind of
all the help.
Yeah. So, I guess since me and you are not officially picking this week, Brian, do you want to give your picks for the game? Me and you right now?
Yeah, I'm going to Birmingham. I'm going to go I think it's going to be low scoring. I'm thinking 17-14 Birmingham.
I'm going to do something to help the Stallions hopefully win. I'm going to pick the Stars to win. I'm going to say 19-18.
Okay.
If they win, you know we're going to meet you at your house.
Yeah.
We're coming after you.
Now, you got to remember, I'm putting a good mojo on them.
Yeah, considering your picking record, yeah, you are.
I'm hoping to hurt the Stars here.
Yeah, and guys, we'll get a coach's pick and Boss Hogg's pick later on in the show. But
and we got a big reveal too.
Yeah, I found him, guys. I found Boss Hogg, man. So
he was on Pork Street eating a pork rind.
That's right.
Who do y'all think, in y'all's opinion, will be the MVP of the championship game?
Probably Bolden.
Yeah, it's gonna be Bolden. Because lately
I'm kind of thinking it's gonna be Gates.
That's possible.
I mean, Gates is a man. He's a beast back here.
Yeah.
So, are we ready to cover a little bit of the X League?
Yeah, I mean it's our favorite league, guys. Let's talk about it.
the
league you can really get into.
That's right.
League you really get behind. And this was a close game this week, everybody.
Yeah, only a 60-point differential almost. You know, Seattle Thunder dominating the Denver Rush 84-26.
Into submission.
Yeah, I mean, Lord have mercy.
This is a good sharpshooter there on him, wasn't it?
That's it.
Oh man, he just come out. I'm sorry.
And who did y'all pick for this? Because I wasn't here last week. Because if I was, I would have picked Seattle.
We went Denver.
Yeah, we went with Denver because we like the colors. So
We know John. We like John Denver and all that.
yeah,
Are
yeah.
we ready to admit our X League picks are not that good this year?
No, they're terrible. As soon as I can find a way to find the stats of the games and some names, I might actually focus a little bit more on it. But
They're not doing a good job on promoting this league.
it's hard to find it.
They need what was his name back in the day that promoted the original Jim Barnett
Yeah,
to help
yeah.
promote this.
I don't think he fits his style, though. You know what I mean?
I seriously say I don't think this was up his alley.
No.
And then this week's game, you want to take us through this one, Brian?
Yeah, I mean, you got the Austin Sound at the Atlanta Empire. It's actually going to be July 9th, so it's going to be the week after, I think, isn't it? No, it'll be next week. Or, yeah, it'll be a week after that. Either way.
The next game.
Yeah, the next game. Again, don't know anybody on the teams. I'm going to pick Austin just because we picked them before and they ended up winning. So,
Our only win of the season.
I'm taking Austin too.
I'm going to lead course of the Empire. I'm taking them.
there you go.
Lead course of the Empire.
You know they're going to lose now. So if you can go to Tunica and bet money, which I doubt you can, you know what to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, better yet, if they lose, you've got to sing the Garth Brooks song.
I can't copyright issues. Moving on.
Oh, okay.
Hey, if it's parody, you can do it. So
Yeah, it's a parody.
I'm not smart enough to parody.
Thunder.
Do you think they come out to that song before the game?
I don't think they have the money to pay for the rights. So.
It might be a parody though. They might have a parody.
Right, yeah. Inclement weather struck,
It's just thunder sounds in the background. That's all you hear.
It's just two guys up there with kazoos playing it.
Yep. But guys, we got some pictures. We got to go through. Okay.
Which song would be better for them to come out to? Thunderstruck by AC/DC or Thunder by Imagine Dragons?
I think you go We Got Big Balls by AC/DC.
Oh my god.
Is that a Balls Mahoney tribute?
Well, you seen that coming, boys.
Yep.
Oh my god. Round one goes to Brian on that one. Thank you.
Yep. I'm gonna leave that one in.
Got that one.
We cannot one up that one. That part.
You can see here some of the players coming into the stadium. Looks like Seattle players.
What is that over? Is that a W or a UU?
Well,
Is that real? Is that a wee-wee?
Is a UU not a W?
Hey, try to stay classy here.
I was laughing more at where his attention was.
Yeah, that's true.
Or like our necklace stood out. I was like, what the heck is that?
Yeah, hey, you're very abreast of the situation, man. Nobody can fault you for that. So. Let's go to the next picture. All right, guys, you got one of the players from the Denver Rush and one from the Seattle Thunder. One appears to be a little bit taller than the other. That's all I got.
Andre the Giant and Hulk Hogan, WrestleMania 3.
Yeah.
One could get the peanut butter off the top of the refrigerator, the other one couldn't.
Yeah.
Something tells me number 11's a receiver.
You would hope so. Yeah.
Or a tight end.
Yeah. No pun intended. You know?
Oh my goodness! So what does that make number 2?
I'm going to say running back. Look at the way she's holding the ball.
Yeah, I'm thinking
yeah.
running back.
She's got good form on holding the ball.
Yeah.
Yeah, good for him.
Let's go. Let's go to the next one, guys. It appears the players are celebrating throwing powder into the air. At least I hope that's what it is.
Powder, if you want a good description of it.
Yeah. They seem to be excited. So.
Kind of reminds me of the. I'm not gonna say it.
I sent y'all a text. Y'all need to read it.
We've said enough, guys. Yeah, you're right, Wayne.
Jared's over there trying to figure out what I said.
No, I know what you said. I was gonna say it.
Well, let's
keeping it classy.
Yeah, let's keep it going before we get canceled off YouTube.
God, there's a 6-pack on that one.
Yeah, you can iron her shirt on that.
Man, she can open up a beer bottle with that.
I'm guessing she's the quarterback.
Looks like it. Very motivated.
The damn running back.
I'm going to say she didn't score a whole lot of points since they only scored 26.
No, I think they were down like 44-6 at halftime. So
might be that shield. Might be that grizzly on her head keeping her distracted.
If she'd have played with both gloves, she might have got a better grip on it.
That's true.
Holy
yeah. That's true.
The football people, the football. And coach had to remove himself.
Well, let's keep going through the pictures. We got to get through this, guys.
That's all of them. Thank goodness.
Oh, thank God. All right.
We're done, Coach.
We're done. We apologize. We're just joking about all this stuff for anybody out there in the land that can police this show. So,
or that are diehard fans of the X League.
Yeah, both of you. We're sorry.
Ladies and gentlemen, this just in. We have found who Boss Hogg really is. Brian is with him right now. Let's go over to Brian. Brian, on to you.
Hey, everybody. It's the Colonel here from the Spring Loaded Football Podcast, and I finally got in touch with Boss Hogg, and we're going to reveal who that is today. Boss Hogg is going to go up against Coach for the first ever Spring Loaded Football Season 1 championship this Sunday in the USFL championship game between the Philadelphia Stars and the Birmingham Stallions. So, y'all been wondering all year, who's Boss Hogg? Who is leading the way until this last couple of weeks? But we're going to find out right now who Boss Hogg is. Let's bring him in. What's going on?
What's up?
Go ahead and tell everybody who you are, why we should care.
Well, you probably won't care. That's okay. I'm Taylor. I'm your brother.
Yeah.
Coach's. I'm his cousin. And I'm a longtime friend of Wayne. I just kind of been behind the scenes this entire year. Just making my picks kind of anonymously. But, turns out pretty good.
Yeah, it worked out really good.
Next year.
Yeah. Well, they might know it's you, so.
I'll just change my name.
Yeah. Yeah. But you had a good year. You want to go over a little bit about your picks and all that?
Yeah. Well, start off, I'm a Birmingham Stallions fan, obviously. It's a local team, in-state. who I chose to root for. And once again, that turned out to be pretty good.
Yep.
Best team in the league. They share the best record in the league, but that changed pretty much in the last 2 weeks of the season.
Yeah, last 2 weeks. Yeah.
So they led the entire year, mainly by their defense. So I picked them mainly every single week. I think there was 1 week I didn't, and that's the week that I believe Coach took the lead from me.
Right.
It was the first week I did not pick Birmingham, and I actually picked the Panthers.
Yeah.
And I went 2-2 that week, and I think Coach went 4-0.
Yeah, I think so. 3-1, 4-0, something like that.
That was the week that I was going to take my chance to permanently take the lead, so we can put this contest to rest pretty quick. But kind of backfired on me, and he took the lead. But hey, last week I took another gamble, and I tied the series with him. So now we're going for a dramatic finish in the championship game. See how that goes.
That's right. So we'll get your pick now. Who's going to win the first ever USFL championship?
Well, I'm picking the Stallions to win.
All right. Now, for everybody listening, if Coach also picks the Stallions, we're going to go by score. So Boss Hogg / Taylor here is going to give us the his score, and whoever's the closest between the two will be the winner of the trophy. So what's your score?
Well, I got the Stars scoring 24 points, and I got the Stallions scoring 30 points. 30 to 24 Stallions.
It's going to be a close game.
As most games have been this year.
Right. Yeah, there's no reason to believe it won't be.
That's another topic I wanted to touch on. How competitive this league has been. There's been a few blowouts, like 1 or 2, and I believe the Stars was a part of one, and I believe the Stallions was a part of one.
Yeah.
So it's fitting that these two teams are meeting in a championship. But the Stars have been on a tear past 5 or 6 weeks with their offense.
Mm-hmm.
They've been scoring a lot of points, minus last week. They've been scoring in the 30s or 40s. But the Stallions' defense is probably the best defense in the league. Statistically, I think they are the best defense in the league.
I think so.
And it's got them to this point for good reason. So that's going to be a fun matchup. I'm not entirely impressed with Birmingham's offense, but neither am I impressed with the Stars' defense.
Right.
So I think it's going to be a well-balanced game, and I do believe it's going to be a close one-score game.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think it's going to be close. It's either going to be low scoring because of Birmingham's defense, or Philly's going to make them have to, be a shooting match. It's going to be high scoring. Yeah. I think it's either going to be one way or the other. But what's your opinion of the USFL in this first season?
Better than expected, I think is the best way to put it. I did not expect good offense at all. They only get to practice, 3 weeks?
Something like that.
The first game. You can tell kind of as the league has went on, as the weeks went on, that the offenses have gotten better. After the first couple of weeks, there was no big name signings for teams. There was a lot of releases and cuts and signings the first couple of weeks. But after that, it kind of dulled down a little bit, besides Scarborough going to the Stallions, which turned out to be a good move.
Yeah.
1-2 punch with Marable and him in the backfield. It's pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
But, the league has been a surprise as to how good it's been. kind of makes me a little more excited for next year.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I believe that it got renewed, right? So there is going
Yeah,
to be a
yeah.
second season.
There is going to be a second season unless something unforeseen happens. The rumor is they're going to try to be in another market, at least one more market, which would be good. I think it worked out really well in Birmingham, having everybody there. They just got to find another city that's going to be as hospitable as Birmingham was, and probably needs to find someplace close to the stadium like Birmingham was, because they were right there in walking distance.
Yeah, but I'm excited for next year. I think it'll be pretty good. If I'm not mistaken, the contracts that the USFL has with their players, they can't join any other league for 2 years, if I'm not mistaken.
I think so.
So we'll pretty much see the same next year. But these teams will be together for a full year and actually have an off season to where they can get a little better acquainted, and we'll see.
Yeah,
more.
that's what we've talked about on the show before. Like, the Houston Gamblers, have stars on defense, but they've only won a handful of games. Most of the games they won was the last 2 weeks of the season.
Yep.
And I don't think they jailed. I don't think they had enough time. You look at Pittsburgh, which I think it's a coaching issue in Pittsburgh, but they had so much trouble in the beginning of the year with their Pizzagate, chicken salad controversy.
Yep.
And, Kirby Wilson thinks he's doing a good job, and he's not. So.
Nope. That's pretty evident.
Yeah, I think so. You look at, Michigan had Shea Patterson, who was the biggest bust of the whole year.
Absolutely. I was going to touch on that a little bit too. In terms of how good the league is, he by far was the biggest bust that, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But the biggest pick that turned out to be useful was Victor Bolden Jr.
Sure.
With the Stallions. He's a multi-facet player. He can do more than one thing, and it's very valuable in a league like this.
Right.
Where there's not a lot of stars, but when you are the star on the team, you better be able to do more than one thing.
Yep.
And I believe he will be one of the first ones out of this league into the NFL.
I hope so.
I believe he'll be one of the first ones.
That's something that I imagine all these players are looking for, is a ticket back to the NFL.
Yeah.
Like you said, with 2-year contracts, they could go to the XFL, who has a relationship with the NFL.
Yeah.
But it's just going to see, XFL has the relationship with the NFL, so they'll probably push talent to the NFL easier than like the USFL will.
Yeah.
But if you're, cream rises to the top, man, if you're good, they'll look at you.
Yep, that's true. I think the XFL will make the route easier for a player to go to the NFL than the USFL will, because I think the USFL is set up to be a standalone league. They don't want their players to move on. They want them to stay there to build this league up, to be a competitor.
Because if you look at the commercials, they say it's professional football. This isn't developmental.
Nope.
They view this as professional football. Now, it's going to take years because their pay is going to have to develop, and you're not going to get somebody from the NFL for $50,000 a year. That's just not going to happen.
Nope.
You won't get the water boy for that.
No.
So it's going to be, the league has to be successful to a degree financially so they can start paying their players better. And when that happens, they'll actually poach some talent from other leagues. So
yeah, I can see that. Well, we've been talking about 10 minutes now, so I believe that's pretty good.
Yeah, I think we're good.
Intro. I just want to tell Jared, Coach Cooper,
Yeah.
I want to let him know that whether I win or not, I led pretty much the entire year. So I can brag about something. I took a gamble and didn't pay out, but I caught back up in last week, and I'm coming for him this week. And I can't wait to see what he says about me. Pretty excited about it.
Well, I can't wait, guys. It's going to be exciting. Let's take it back to the Spring Loaded Football Podcast. All right, guys, let's hear from the man with the power, more useful than self-rising flour. Let's hear from Coach. What you got for us, Coach?
Woo! Ooh, Taylor. Are you coming for me? We finally figured out who Boss Hogg really is. I got to say, you better bring your A game. Because to be the man, you got to be the man. But, no. Let's talk about Coach's pick this week. Unfold my chair. And we talk about it live. Oh, my God. From the newsroom. Coach's pick. The coach, of course, is going to go with the team he really loves and cherishes. All from the spiritual animals to the sleeping symbols or whatever tweets. But of course, we're going to stay against baby. Woo! Get on. But since me and Tyler picked the same, of course, when it comes down to the score. So I'm taking Birmingham getting 36, and I'm picking the Stars at 26, so a 10-point difference. And all I got to say is, it's on like Donkey Kong, baby. Like Brian said, self-rising flour. And also, you know I'm butter because I'm on a roll. With that said, I'm going to get my jet flying, suit wearing, Coach's Corner shirt looking, Viper wearing glass, looking handsome self of mine, and headed on in. Y'all stay classy. On to you, Brian.
All right, everybody, that's going to do it for this week for the Spring Loaded Football Podcast. And as Wayne and Jared try to mess it up, we ain't cutting anything, guys. This is it. Listen to us on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, anywhere you find your favorite podcast. And guys, we'll see you next week, and we'll find out who the winner of our trophy is.
Woo!